virtual people. Happy Thursday, Friday Eve. Thank goodness. Love the weekend. All right, start talking. All right. Again, we're going honor system. Hopefully you have already completed today's Fantastic Five, and hopefully you are watching here to hopefully get some answer. How many times can I say the word hopefully? You are here to get some answers. Some questions answered. I'm not starting over. I'm still rolling. Hopefully you're here to get your questions answered and maybe figure out where you may have made some mistakes, or you got a 5 and you're watching anyways, just to see maybe some new strategies, a different way to solve it. Either way, I'm glad you're watching. But we got to get this little bit of practice. The only day that matters is tomorrow for your quiz. All right, I am going to pop this up. So you're looking at line plots today, which is a little bit different than what you've been looking at. And you're going to see this in your mini lesson too. And this kind of goes back to the bar graph thing that I said before. I would even read the question to make this easier. I would have the student, or I would have you guys writing the number of X's that you see above each number, because it's just going to make it so much easier instead of having to count by 1 every time. So if you look at the question, this is saying how many boxes of candy the school sold each day. And this has a key as well. It's just letting you know that each one of those X's represents 1 box. So on day 6, they clearly sold a bunch of candy or boxes of candy. Day 5, they didn't sell as much. But before we even get into the questions, I'm going to try and label each day with the number that it's represented by. Oh, I might be able to type. That's even better. Nope, not going to try that. All right, so we got 4 here, 3 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 1 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 here. 1 less is 11 there. 1 less is 10 there. 2, 4, 6, 7 here. And then 1, that's going to be 6 because there's 1 less. So, and when I scroll, those should stay, so I don't have to do that every single time. And I know those numbers are hard to see. I've got fat fingers and I was trying to do the touch screen. All right, so the very first question says, how many total boxes of candy were sold? And already those numbers are going to come in handy. So I would just go in order, and I'm not going to cross them out as I go so I don't have to rewrite them, but normally I would cross them out as I go. So 4 plus 3 would give me 7, and then 7 plus 8 would give me 15. And honestly, I'll put little dots so I know I've used them. That helps me a little bit. For day number 4, we had 5 more, which gives us 20. Day 5, we had 1, which I'll just go ahead and add to day 6, which gives me a total of 13 more. That puts us at 33. All right, day 7, we had 11, which is going to put me at a total of 44. Plus 10 more from day 8 is going to put me at 54. Myself a little bit more room. Maybe. All right, plus 7 is going to put me at, 61. Plus 6 more puts me at a total of 67 boxes of candy, which would give me D. So if you got the numbers, it's kind of similar to how I told you with the bar graph. I don't want you to rewrite this entire thing in your notebook, but if you can just write the days and then put the number beside it in your notebook, that's just as good. So if I scroll down, these should all stay. Look at this. That's awesome. All right, question number 2. It says, how many more, light bulb, how many more boxes were sold on day 6 than on day 4? By now, we ought to know that. We ought to be hearing that in our sleep. How many more is going to tell us to subtract? So we're looking at day 6, and we see we have 12 minus, and on day 4, we had 5. So if you try to do 2 minus 5, can't do it. More on the floor. Go next door. Get 10 more. This 1 becomes a 0. That 10 that I took will go to my ones place, and that becomes a 12. So essentially, I'm doing the same subtraction anyways. But if I did 12 minus 5, that would give me 7, which would have been C, your third choice there. So far, nothing too crazy. it's just really hard to see the X's and count them and all that. So I could see how it'd be fairly easy for somebody to make a mistake. So here is where the video yesterday will pay off to help you with the question today, because this says how many boxes were sold after day 7, not day 7 or later, after day 7, which means you don't include day 7. You're only looking at days 8, 9, and 10. So if I'm looking at 8 and 9, that would give me 17, plus the 6 from day 10 would give me a total of 23, which would give you B. What I could see some people picking would maybe be 34, because they included 7, which is kind of what you did yesterday. But it's one word can change the whole question. If this said day 7 or later, then it would be different. But after day 7 means you don't include day 7 in that one. So that one would give you 23. I'm interested to see the numbers on that one. I think that one might have tricked some people. All right, number 4, I think this is. It says how many boxes were sold on days 3 and 4. Again, combined. All you got to look at is days 3 and 4, which are represented by 8 boxes and 5 boxes. You can do that mentally. You can work it out. You can do it in, use your fingers, whatever you got to do. But 8 plus 5 would give us C, which is 13. Again, that one, not too challenging. Last but not least, number 5. This is similar to, I think this was a bar graph question maybe. Which 2 days were there 13 boxes of candy sold? Combined is what needs to be added in there. Again, don't just start picking random days and trying them out. Use your answer choices. Like look at A, days 1 and 2. 4 plus 3 gives me 7. I'm looking for 13. Not going to work. All right, days 3 and 5. So for 3, I had 8. 5, I had 1. 8 plus 1 gives me 9. Not enough. Looking at C, it says days 6 and 7. Well, you can look at day 6 and it's got 12 and 7's got 11. You know that's going to be way more than you needed. And then if you look at D, days 9 and 10, 7 here, 6 here, 7 plus 6 would give me 13, which would be D. So this week you have seen frequency tables, bar graphs, double bar graphs, line plots. Tomorrow's Fantastic 5 will be your quiz, and you're going to see 2 of those. Which ones, I won't tell you. It might be a line plot and a double bar graph. It might be a bar graph and a frequency table. But your 5 questions are going to come from 2 different graphs, and I'm not going to send a video tomorrow of how to go over them. And normally in class, we won't go over the Fan 5s on Friday because we've already done it 4 times previously. So tomorrow is your day where you're really going to show me what you figured out or what you learned this week through Fantastic 5. So it might not be a bad idea if you know, you didn't feel good about bar graphs, wouldn't hurt to go back and look at that video. You can get there from clicking the announcement, or you can go to my YouTube page and find it. So I'm anxious to see how we do tomorrow. You'll get more practice with the line plot in a few minutes or whenever you do your mini lesson. So if you don't feel great about that, you have more chances to practice. And it might not be a bad idea to send me an email or Zoom with me if you're not comfortable with anything that you've seen in Fantastic 5. Because I want you to really set the tone for what Fantastic 5 is going to look like this year. I want that number to be high every single Friday. And if it's not a 5, I want it to be higher than it was on a Monday, because really that's all that matters. So I'm excited for you guys to get to actually be in class for a Fantastic 5 next week, but these videos will still be here if you want to access them anyways. But I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, looking forward to seeing some scores and seeing how we did. But we'll find out. Good luck tomorrow, work hard, and see you soon.